Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Meat Puppet again. It's kinda late at night, but I thought, you know what? I saw some interesting news and I just thought I'm gonna cover it. So I'm not sure if you guys are following the whole Rittenhouse gal about the guy that seems to be the guy's like a cop or something, has specific training, was helping people.
Okay, this kid practiced CPR, trained. He was a police explorer. He was a fire cadet.
17-year-old.
Black Lives Matter was like burning stuff and putting stuff on fire, you know, the usual stuff that they keep doing with Antifa. And for some odd reason, he was in a confrontation, and I thought about it like, hey man, if you have a gun and you're going to try to help protect people, BLM were very confident those days.
So all of a sudden, people start looting and rioting for 3 days. Millions of dollars in damage. Politicians basically told the police to stand down. They weren't doing anything to stop this. Unfortunately, some of these small business owners had to call in help. And this guy listened to the call. I agree, shouldn't have had a gun, probably shouldn't be there. But that's what happens when you treat police like garbage and politicians tell them not to defend law and order.
They felt like they can do whatever they want, and if one person thought they were a gangster, they would jump you, right? So this guy had a gun. It seems that he had to defend himself.
That when he shot Rosenbaum, the first victim, he was in fear for his own life. When he shot the second guy, Huber, he was in fear legitimately and reasonably of his own life. And when he shot Grosskreis, the third guy who didn't die, for which he's being charged with attempted murder, he had legitimate grounds for which to use deadly physical force.
But there was a third one that's very important right now for the case of Kyle Rittenhouse. Kinda cool. And what surprised me, and this is the reason why I usually hate left-wing media, you have like the Young Turks, and the lady of the Young Turks was talking about it, and she wanted to change her opinion, like, hey, I don't think Kyle Rittenhouse is that bad. I'm like, okay, seems kind of honest about it. No big mistakes, right? But when she was saying that they did not have the view, they did not see the clip, they did not understand what the heck was happening, then I was like, wait.
Threat, right? And in this case, the imminent threat is the guy using the skateboard and someone kicking Rittenhouse in the face as he's on his back. And initially, I was under the assumption that Rittenhouse was the person who was chasing after Joseph Rosenbaum, that's how it had started. But I was wrong about that, okay? So I want to correct the record. I was, in fact, wrong about that. And to show you the evidence, to reinforce that I was wrong about that, I want to go to this video that shows how everything really started.
Media comes out and smears this guy as a white supremacist. Joe Biden comes out during the campaign, puts out a tweet linking Donald Trump, says white supremacy, with a picture of Rittenhouse with the AR. That's slander, straight up.
To defend the actions of a 17-year-old man who killed 2 protesters, one of which was armed with a skateboard. And the last time I checked, I don't think a skateboard could kill someone.
A 17-year-old kid from out of state, a boy from out of state, drives up to the state with an AR-15 around his neck, shoots and kills a couple of people, shooting wildly, running around, acting like rent-a-cop.
And it's not good that a 17-year-old vigilante, arguably a domestic terrorist, picked up a rifle, drove to a different state to shoot people.
What's his name, this guy?
Aren't you like a big gangster news channel and you got a bunch of people research the stuff and you can't even do it? And the real people that are finding the solution are like independent little YouTubers that dissect the video and be like, you got a video there that you see he's on the freaking floor and this dude is going with a gun about to shoot him and Kyle shoots him in the arm. They're using this guy shot in the arm, he's their prime witness. But then again, the prime witness, when they're asking him the question, look at what he says.
That's a photo of you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. That's Mr. Rittenhouse?
Correct.
Okay. Now, you'd agree your firearm is pointed at Mr. Rittenhouse, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And once your firearm is pointed at Mr. Rittenhouse, that's when he fires his gun. Yes?
No.
Sir, look, I don't want to... Does this look like right now your arm is being shot?
That looks like my bicep being vaporized, yes.
Okay. And it's being vaporized as you're pointing your gun directly at him. Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so when you were standing 3 to 5 feet from him with your arms up in the air, he never fired, right?
Correct.
It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
And now look at the prosecutor that was supposed to be trying to prove that Gal is the bad guy. Look how he puts his hand on his face. Face palm style.
Advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, that he fired, right?
Correct.
When I saw that, I was like, they just want to arrest this person for political views. Right now you got George Floyd's nephew or something like says, yeah, we're taking pictures of the jury. Why? Because the jury is afraid.
I ain't even gonna name the people that I know that's up in the Kenosha trial. But there's cameras in there. Yep. It's definitely cameras up in there, and there's definitely people taking pictures of the juries and everything like that. We know what's going on. So we need the same results, man. We need the same results. Justice for Dante Wright, justice for Austo.
It was reported to me that by Lieutenant Zerline that this morning, at the pickup, there was someone there and was video recording the jury, which the officers approached the person and required him, her, I didn't even ask, to delete the video and return the phone to him. I've instructed that if it happens again, they're to take the phone and bring it here. So,
how can there be a jury that can't go to the court safely because they're afraid that you're gonna throw like a bunch of big blood on their houses or something like that? What is that? That's a freaking mistrial or whatever you want to call it. That shouldn't be legal.
Even go to the point where you have the defendant take the witness stand.
It was something that I would not have recommended. Putting the defendant on the witness stand is always problematic. It's a toss of the dice. More bad things can happen than good.
Describe what happens.
Once I take that step back, I look over my shoulder and Mr. Rosenbaum was now running from my right side, and I was cornered from in front of me with Mr. Zeminski, and there were three people right there.
Take a deep breath, Kyle.
That's what That's where I run.
we're going to just take time for our break anyway. You can just relax for a minute, sir. We're going to take a break about 10.
You have to let someone beat you over the head with a skateboard. If you defend yourself, that's on you. You should never shoot a guy pointing a gun at you because he hasn't shot you yet. And remember that. He made that very clear. He hasn't shot you yet. And when a guy comes at you with the gun up close, he probably won't shoot you because he could have shot you maybe 10 feet earlier. However, he probably would have had a better chance to kill you up close. But that never would have happened because he would have done it already.
I was astonished when you began your examination by commenting on the defendant's post-arrest silence. That's basic law. It's been basic law in this country for 40 years, 50 years. I have no idea why you would do something like that, and it gives, well, I'll leave it at that. So I don't know what you're up to. Don't get brazen with me. You know very well that an attorney can't go into these types of areas when the judge has already ruled without asking outside the presence of the jury to do so. So don't give me that.
So the left-wing media is dumb enough to not cover it, and you want to use people that scream outside, scare the juries. Is going to be like, I want to say this, but if the public doesn't agree, I'm afraid. I don't know, man. I just wanted to use this quick video that they believe such in a weird role, and I think these left-wing people need to be a little more accountable for the divide that they're creating in society, because it sucks. So if like a civil war or something weird like that ever happens, hey man, these people are just gonna pick their money and they're just gonna go to a different country. The people that actually care about the country, they're still there. And you need to start acting up against these left-wing people that actually throw out that disinformation. Your country is done if this keeps going on. It's really done. And you can only change it if you make them consistent, neutral, apply facts to the story that you're reporting, not your freaking stupid opinion about the ideology that you support. Right? That's just what I wanted to say.
Don't get me wrong, makosa kita bong. Put the fire na mi blonde, kush, hash, purple, skunk, criollo, colombici, jam, jam, turloqueta, verdeta, welcome. Den vida mi a tu iniciativa, padrei ku indica, itabe que sun sativa. Te hinda no que acepta ku eta medicina, Bob di nang di eta causa rebeldia, cooking.